Praise the Lord. If you've been on this thing for a minute, you got tired of that countdown, didn't it? I let that thing loop about 4 times. I was trying to post something before I got on here, but couldn't get it. So, what they say in church, bear with me. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm gonna let God use me. Amen. Put me in C sharp. Hallelujah. There is no pain Jesus can feel. No hurt. Hallelujah. He can not heal. Y'all give me a second. Click. Okay, here it is. Oh yeah, I like a black hand. That's a black hand. Yeah, let's go there, right there. Beautiful people. How y'all doing? Okay, let me go to these comments and speak to folks. Hey, Dr. Mimi. Hey, Carol. Take me earlier. They talking about some Zoom link. Y'all, my bad. I might have said that we was gonna be on Zoom at the beginning of this challenge. So my dear sister Carol, she been waiting on the Zoom link. I was like, oh, child, I've been live on YouTube every day, every day for the last, what day we on? 13 days. Hey, Jewel. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Taylor. Especially you. What's up, Kareem? Yeah. Oh, Lord, the devil tried to take control of my throat. He tried to attack my esophagus. I bind you, devil. You have no place here. All right, there you go. Load now. What's good, y'all? What's up, Asia, Black Jap? Let me tell y'all, hey, Asia she really hit me up on Instagram yesterday. Y'all remember yesterday I was like, hey, can you show me on Instagram? Because this Black Japanese is not, I'm not being able to put a face with a name. Some not able to put it together here. So she wrote me on Instagram. She was like, it's me. I said, oh, Black Jap. Got you. What's up, Ashley? How you doing? How y'all doing? Let me see. Listen, y'all. First of all, I told y'all yesterday that one of the things I'm putting before the Lord is by the end of this 21 days, which the 21st, y'all, the 21st is next Tuesday. We only have one more week. The 21st is next Tuesday. And my church is in the time of consecration this week. So yeah, one of the things I have before the Lord is I want to be completely out of credit card debt by the end of this 21 days, which is next Tuesday, 1 week from now. I told y'all yesterday, I don't want to tell y'all what it is because I feel like some of y'all are going to be doubting. And I'll tell y'all what it was after God does it. But, you know, I got a report. I'm dead. No more credit card debt. It's gone today. You see what okay, let me stop lying. That's not true. That's not true at all. But it felt good to say. I just want to practice. For how I'm gonna react on the 21st. Yeah, it's not true at all. I mean, not at all. Nikhil, what's up? Henry, what's up? Nikhil, I need Nikhil DM me on Instagram too. I'm really trying to put faces with names with my regulars who be in the chat. And I'm also finding out, y'all, it be some people on this live that don't never say nothing in the chat, but they're letting me know they're watching. And I'm like, why you don't be saying nothing in the chat? I didn't know you be watching me. I'll probably be saying something out the way. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for logging on. What's up, Trina? Appreciate y'all for logging on. We are on day 13. I was trying to think of something deep to give me a significance for 13. Friday the 13th. Whether it's that ain't gonna work. We on day 13. And y'all, I'm really excited about this day. I'm really excited about the day for two reasons. Because we're gonna have two special guests to come up with us tonight who are no strangers to this here chat. They're no strangers to this chat. And no stranger is trying to I ain't bring them up right now, but I'm gonna bring them up a little bit later. But one of them, Dr. Mimi, man, she's a dear friend. I'm gonna say the introduction for when they actually come up. And Dr. Mimi and Jewel, y'all can actually gonna be making your way to the stage. I was getting ready to shout. I know. I shouldn't have done that, but I am getting my shot ready. I did it. I know how to do that. Okay. All right, cool. Let me do this real quick. That's why I like StreamYard. StreamYard is quick. You can upload stuff just like that and just put it on the screen. Like this right here. Tonight, yes, they're right there. But I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna say that when I actually bring them up. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna just give like a little precursor, and then I'm bringing the guests up, and then we're gonna talk through this topic of waiting. Waiting. That's what they told us to do when we were teenagers. You ain't finna have no sex right now. You gonna wait to the Lord. Then all y'all went and had that sex. You should have waited. I bet you wish you waited. No. Okay. All right. Today, we're on day 13. Day 13. Day 13. It's called Wait. Wait. Oh man. Is that a tear? That's a tear. I ain't been drinking nothing. What you mean? I've been drinking water all day. I ain't drunk number water. That's it. S-E-X. Take a deep breath. Think before you let it go. That's what Lloyd said. Nah, that wasn't Lloyd. Who that was? Who told us to take a deep breath and think before you let it go? What was that man's name? His braids were nappy. His braids were nappy. And oh man, I can't think of that man's name. Think before you let it go. He'll tell you all kind of things just to get in your pants. Life Jennings. There we go. Life Jennings. That man with them napping braids. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, we're talking about waiting today, y'all. All right, so on this topic of waiting, really near and dear to my heart. I started off in that very first paragraph talking about how when I was in fitness, when I was doing personal training full time, I used to talk to my clients a whole lot about the most important part about building muscle is taking breaks between sets. You know, I would often have those pseudo athletes that would come, those super athletes that would come into the gym, and they would just want to like fly through the workout. I mean, go. But I was like, man, the most important part of this workout is waiting. Like you got to put time in between sets to give your muscles time to recalibrate. And so you can effectively finish the workout, because if you try to do too much too fast and tire your muscles out too fast, then you're not going to be able to get to the end without giving the proper time in between sets to finish the workout. So considering that, that's how I started. But also went in that second paragraph talking about how waiting is just one of those things that I don't think many of us like to do. I know for me, I get extremely aggravated when God's answer to me is wait. And the reason being is because when God tells you to wait, it gives you an instruction, but it's absent of direction. Like when God tells us to wait, it's just like most times, I know for me, I don't know what I'm waiting, especially when I feel like I'm prepared and I've equipped myself to be ready for what it is, whatever it is that I'm praying for. And that wait answer, like it gives us an instruction absent of direction. And waiting is just one of those things that forces us to exercise such an extreme level of patience that, and patience is just not always the most favorable thing that we like to do. One of the things I said in the book is waiting prompts us to do nothing despite our nature to do all that we can to find a solution to our dilemma. It reminds me just tonight, y'all. I was telling y'all I'm a little late coming on to the live because I'm leaving church. And my pastor did like such an amazing job, and we're about to go into a time of consecration. And she was just kind of explaining what that looks like, the things that you should be prioritizing during consecration. Frequently asked questions, she would give answers to, and she gave people an opportunity to actually ask questions. And one young lady got up and she said, okay, you say that we should pray in the midst of or while we are believing God for whatever it is like. And she said, what if we just continue to pray and ask God for whatever these needs are, but we aren't getting an answer? Like we aren't feeling none. We aren't sensing anything. Like we're not like sensing a solution for our problem. And my pastor's answer was simple. She said, keep praying. She said, keep praying and be patient. And that's the word that we don't like to exercise in the process. We don't like to be patient. We don't like to continue praying. We don't like to continue because prayer requires press. Prayer requires us to press in, especially when we're not given an answer in the fashion, in the time frame that we would desire. Like, and that press becomes uncomfortable, it becomes undesirable, and it all together kind of puts us in a place where it deters us from pursuing him. So when we talk about this concept of wait, man, and I'm gonna bring Jewel and Dr. Mimi up here in like 1 minute. I'll wait until I see Dr. Mimi. Dr. Mimi, click that link, girl. Stop playing. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Speaking of my pastor, I just spoke up. This has been happening a whole lot. We be right there in that vein together. It's because we consecrate. We are consecrated. Oh, shoot. Okay, I see you on Instagram. All right, bet. I got you. Yeah, let me follow you back. My bad. Y'all, if I don't follow people back, I don't be seeing half these people that follow me. So, I mean, I'll follow you back. Just shoot me a message. Let me know who you are. Especially if your page private. I definitely don't follow you. I don't follow private pages. It gets under my skin. Let me tell y'all something that make me mad. I hate when people, or let me not say hate, I strongly dislike when people have these big, elaborate bios, like in their Instagram bios, like best-selling author, Emmy Award-winning, best-selling producer, philanthropist, entrepreneur, and they page private. What are we doing? I want to see all of this before I follow you, but you don't. Hey, but that's not the point. Let's go. Let's get here. Oh, let me get my graphic up. Bam! There it is. All right, y'all. Tonight's guests are no strangers to this here chat. They are, in fact, two of the individuals who have been consistent since day one. Let me tell y'all something. I got to speak well of them. You got to give people their flowers while they're here. Oh, and if you're on this stream, scroll over there and subscribe to the channel. Like the stream, subscribe, add your comments, do all that. Click over there now while I'm introducing these folks. In Jesus' name. Oh my God. In Jesus' name, touch their fingers that they may scroll to the subscribe button and tap it. Oh, I feel that. All right, so y'all, our special guests tonight, both are in the field of education. Let me start with this first young lady who is to my north. Her name is Jewel Jackson. Good friend of mine. Let me tell y'all something about this girl. One of the most supportive people that you will ever meet in your life. I'm here to tell y'all, Jewel has been supporting me from afar for years. And she's one of those people that will support you and look for no recognition in return. She won't look for any applause. She is literally has the true essence of a servant's heart. She is that person that will give her the shirt off her back and never look for anybody to give her credit for it. So I absolutely appreciate her. And I'm going to bring up, as she comes, I'm going to put this graphic down so y'all can see when I bring up. Everybody welcome, Jewel Jackson. Jewel Jackson.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Jason.
How you doing, girl?
Good.
I get in my bag for this next one. All right, y'all, this next one. Very near and dear to my heart. Listen, she is a self-proclaimed mentor. She ain't never like accepted the call to be my mentor, but I just kind of like tell people she is, and I just always hit her up for like advice, direction. Be like, hey, Dr. Mimi, so should I do this? How long do you feel like I should stay in my career here? What type of articles are brewing in the higher ed space? What should I write about right now? I hit her up about all kinds of stuff. Even before I got engaged, December 15th, I talked to this woman about that like in September, or it was early on. And she gave me wise counsel. She gave me the real, the raw. Like, I mean, she didn't leave any stone unturned, or any stone turned. Is it turned or unturned? Whichever one it is, correct me in the chat. Selah. But without any further ado, I want to bring up my mentor, my friend, a heart of gold. Let me move this here. Dr. Nasharia Wren Coleman. Dr. Mimi, how you doing, girl?
I am great. Can you all hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
I was just making sure. I wasn't sure. This technology life, I'm still adjusting. So good.
Look, I sure appreciate both of y'all for keeping your work clothes on. Look, Jewel still swooping. It's still exactly where it needs to be. We love that. We absolutely love that.
Ladies, if he only knew. If he only knew.
I know this is about Dr. Mimi bedtime. She been in the bed listening to that live. That's what I understand. So just the mere fact that you push your bedtime back. And aren't y'all an hour ahead or behind, Dr. Mimi?
No, I'm central. I'm central.
Are you central? Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. Y'all central. But ladies, how y'all doing tonight? How's y'all's days? Did the kids run you ragged, Jewel?
Nah, it's never the kids.
Let's just be honest about that, right, Jewel?
Right.
Really never the kids.
The kids are great.
Kids are great. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dr. Mimi? Life in the cold?
Life is life, and I've been in meetings since I got to work this morning at 8. So, yeah. So it's been busy, but it's all good.
What's the weather like?
It's cold, and we have snow everywhere.
Yeah, I took my jacket off outside today. It got up in the 50s, I think. Here. Yeah.
This is Long John weather up here. Long Johns.
All right, Ashley. We don't know if any of y'all supervisors in the chat or on this live are gonna rewatch this, y'all. Y'all be careful. That's why when Jewel said, I'm like,
yeah. That's the other thing with live and social media. You got to watch what you're saying, so I'm gonna be careful with that one too.
But look, ladies, I don't want to belabor the time. I want us to stay and we may go a little longer, but I want to stay at our 40-45 minute time frame. We got another 25 minutes now. but I wanted to yield the floor today. First of all, let me ask y'all, how has this challenge been for y'all individually? How's it been?
For me, it's been good. I've enjoyed the discipline and setting the goals that we've set in these 21 days. So, me just staying consistent with what we've been talking about with the 21-day devotional. So, it's been encouraging and a blessing for me. So, I've definitely been enjoying it and definitely been enjoying the chats with all the others in the community that have been sharing. So, yeah, I've been enjoying this. I really have.
Okay. What about you,
And
Drew?
I love the consistency because I have a hard time staying on track, but I have called in, logged in every day.
Okay.
And so it's something that I have been consistent with.
Yeah.
So that's what I appreciate. It's showing me that I can do it if I want to.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I love it. For those of y'all who may be new here, for my people who are even in the chat, y'all will see Jewel and Dr. Mimi in here every single day. And I told them in the beginning, like I told the whole community, that one of my goals was for, even if it's just because the challenge isn't hard. It's essentially reading one page a day,
Mhm.
logging into some lives, and even if you can't log into the live, watch the replay or just engage in the chat. But the biggest thing that I want people to do is just stay consistent in reading that devotional every day. So the challenge in and of itself only takes 3 to 5 minutes of your day. But the
Mhm.
overarching goal was I wanted people to establish and cultivate a level of consistency that started here with this 21 days, but then carries over into whatever their next goal is after next Tuesday. So both of them have been here all 13 days, active in the chat, active in the group meet. So let me first give y'all your kudos, give you your flowers now. So appreciate y'all.
Thank
But
you.
look, today we talking about waiting. So I just want to hear from y'all. We ain't got to go. This is super casual, cordial. I want to hear from y'all, and it's getting hot in my house. What is something that you have had to wait for that just it didn't sit well with you? Like it was one. What is something that you prayed for that you just kind of for,
Mm.
and he just didn't give it to you in the time frame that you desired?
You want to go, Dr. Mimi, or you
Yeah,
want me
I
to?
think I'm itching for it. I really think I'm itching for it. So I'm in higher ed and been in higher ed approximately 25 years. And so with being in higher ed, I had certain goals that I set for myself and thinking that, I was going to be moving to various levels, especially when you reach degrees, get certain certifications, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. But here's the great thing about this. The great thing about the waiting process. When I think back to my years in higher ed, my 25 years, God started me out at the foundation of recruitment. And recruitment is literally like the beginning phase of higher education. And so, with that, I have learned every level and aspect of higher ed because the ultimate goal is presidency. But God didn't throw me in executive roles until He laid the foundation. But I was looking at younger people who were just kind of like jumping ahead of me and getting into these positions before me. I'm looking at my age and I'm looking at these kids' age. But when I have conversations with these individuals and actually see and hear some of the things that they've done, I thank God for where He started me and to where He brought me and why He had me to wait. Because I'm one of those people that don't like being wet behind my ears and Similac on my breath and not knowing how to go to the table and talk about the things that need to be talked about and discussed. So, and even when I talk to various presidents right now, if you haven't been in the classroom, you can't tell me about the classroom. If you never worked in enrollment management, you can't tell me about management, student affairs, etc. And that's what I've learned in my wait. In my wait. In 2020, I was let go from my job. So I was off work for a year. A year. And in the process of that, I was interviewing. Oh God, I had numerous of interviews. And so there were several doors that were closed, a lot of doors that were closed, interviews going through the process. And I'm like, okay, God, what is it? And it really took me through basically a depression because I'm like, I know I'm qualified, but what's the process is in this way? And in order for me to build myself up in my office, in the home that I was living in at that time, I started putting up affirmations all over the wall, prayers, devotions, everything, just for encouragement, just for my place of meditation and sitting to get prepared. But in the preparation of that way, and in the process of about 100 interviews, I'm probably exaggerating, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
Every interview prepared me for the interview that got me the job. Every interview prepared me for the questions that I needed to answer, prepared me for the questions that I needed to ask. And then not only did he allow me to settle for a position that probably was, God is going to set you up for exactly what he wants you for. That's simple as that. There's a reason for the wait. Yeah, we're going to get discouraged, but there's a reason for the wait. So once I got in the position that I'm in right now, when I tell you when God set that thing up, bam, 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 bam. Interview, bam, interview. Jason would tell you, how was I screaming in the hallways, Jason?
Listen, okay. One thing y'all don't know is one of the ways me and Dr. Mimi know each other. We went to church together, but we also worked very closely together at Tougaloo. And just to give y'all context, Dr. Mimi, extremely ambitious. She was in a director role, but I remember having a conversation with her one day where she was saying, I just feel like my career is going backwards. And y'all, it couldn't have been no more than a few months after she said that, where she was getting call after call and then eventually ended up in the role that she's in now. Mm-hmm. So I saw this play out like day by day when she was in the hall, like, what is going on? Well, I even remember the prayer that was on Dr. Mimi's, or she had a slogan that's on her desk that says, Lord, make me efficient. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she broke that down to me one day. I was like, I asked the Lord for, why do you want to make you efficient?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so in the process of that wait, and when God set it up, like I said, it was a preparation. And so when I was able to go to the table, I was able to answer all the questions and ask questions that they weren't even prepared to answer. So not only did you bring me to the table qualified, but you also brought me to the table prepared. So in other words, and then you have to understand the role that I serve in. I'm the first female Black vice president for the role that I serve in. Mm-hmm. So I'm the only Black person that was in the room. And with those interviews, he had to set me up and prepare me because, see, I hadn't been in any interviews like that. I was always targeting basically my HBCUs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But God had to get me ready. And so with that waiting and going through all those phases and learning all that I needed to learn about higher ed and the knowledge that he instilled in me, because it ain't nobody but God. I promise you all, I can't take no credit for this, none. But when he set it up, interview 1, interview 2, interview 3, bam, bam, bam. The move, bam, bam, bam. Everything was bam, bam, bam. No questions asked. No questions asked. And it was the 2 finalists for the role was me and another white lady, another individual, and she was a white lady. Well, guess who got the job?
Come on.
Guess who got the job? So, but again, I tell them that was nobody but God. Even when they ask me at work, cabinet members and all, I always tell them, hey, it was nobody but God. Nobody but God. I thank them for the opportunity, but I already knew, who did this for me. So there's a purpose for the wait. Yeah, we get discouraged. Like I said, I was in straight depression just about. But there's a purpose for that wait. And you got to embrace that wait. You really got to embrace it, learn from it, get all you can. Don't take it for granted. I did a whole speech on not taking things for granted. Don't take it for granted. But because God's setting you up. And you just got to be prepared for what he's setting you up for. It's going to blow your mind.
Come on.
It's going to blow your mind.
Dr. Mimi, I'm finna go back here and get my keyboard and play some preaching chords. All right. Look,
I'm just saying.
That's good there. That's good there. Look, Joe, I know you guys. One of those moments where you hey, nah, wait. That you may not have understood in the moment, but it's like once you got on the back end, it was like, okay, that's why I had to wait on that.
Well, like Dr. Mimi, I'm an educator. So I started off teaching elementary school, but I knew I wanted to be an administrator. But at that time, all I had was my bachelor's. So I said, once I get my master's, I'll be able to be an interventionist or a coach and make my way up the scale. So I got my master's, but I was still a first grade teacher. And I'm like, well, I know I can do this. I have the experience in this area. I've been in this department, doing this on this committee, doing all of this. And then I moved up to librarian. I'm like, okay, that's not administrative, but I'm out of the classroom. I'm getting to where I want to be. And then the next year I moved to high school. I moved from first grade, elementary, all the way up to high school. And I was in special education at that time. And the principal at the school at the time told me, he said, this isn't an administrative role, but if you do this, I feel like something will come your way that you can be an administrator. And something did, an opportunity did come my way, but my principal told me no. And he was like, no, I think something better gonna come along. And I was so upset. And that 2-year wait is what I was so heartbroken. I felt discouraged. I felt like, why would this happen to me? I had what I need. And at this point, I had my specialist. So I got my specialist and now I'm a licensed, I have my administrative license. And I'm like, how come I can't get this administrative role? And I know I have the qualifications for it. I'm on every committee. I'm in every room. I'm in everyone's ear. What is going on? And then I did eventually become an administrator, which I am now in Jackson Public Schools that trained our Jason. But I think sometimes we forget that while we're waiting, God is with us while we're waiting. Sometimes we feel that God puts us somewhere and then goes off to do something else, and He forgets about us. But He is there while we're waiting. And there was a scripture. I pulled it up because I didn't want to. Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. And and that's something I had to remember. Like, do not be discouraged. I know something greater is on the other end. I don't feel it right now, but I know something greater is on the other end. And it did work out. And I'm still excelling and getting in leadership roles and progressing. And so I may not have gotten what I wanted, but had I gotten what I wanted at that time, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it's hard to wait. But knowing that there is something that you couldn't even have imagined on the other end is what makes it worthwhile.
Listen. And one thing that I've learned is like there's a duality to why God makes us wait. It's not only for us to see, for Him to see how much we can trust Him, but for Him to see how much He can trust us. There are so many things that if y'all are honest in the chat, had you gotten it prematurely, you would have squandered it. Like, had I been making
Oh, come back, Jackson.
Okay. Hey, look, y'all tell me something real quick. Y'all can probably help me with this. So I got 2 Wi-Fi's in my house, and it automatically connects to the wrong one. If I click to connect it to the right one, do y'all think this is gonna log off? It is. Like it in that little split second. I want it to come like right back.
Have faith. Do it.
Hey,
Have faith. Come on. I'm clicking it now. If it log off, y'all just log right back on. I'm sorry.
Okay. Didn't he talk about taking that step? Taking his own advice.
I know, right?
And we'll just sit here and wait.
I know, because I really don't know if he logged off or not.
Okay.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
All right, am I here? I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Huh. All right. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, I think y'all in real time now. Dr. Mimi, say something.
Hi. I said
Okay,
something.
so y'all in real time now. Okay, we good. We good. But yes, like I was saying. Yeah, so the duality that I was talking about to God making us wait is not only to see how much we can trust him, but to see how much he can trust us. Because, yeah, I mean, there are a whole lot of things that I feel like had I gone into prematurely, much like Dr. Mimi's story, much like your story, Jewel, like there were a set of skills that I didn't have that I felt like probably I felt like that I had in that season that I didn't. And had I not gone through that waiting period, all the interviews, all the trial and error, like I wouldn't have garnered those skills. Like, so do y'all have situations like that outside of those, like where you were forced to trust God in that waiting season, but it just got hard. Like that trust started to wane a little bit, and you tried to take things in your own strength to be like, hey, no, I got it. I'm gonna just do what I do.
I would say with my entrepreneurship, period, and learning the ins and outs of that, there was a lot of stuff that I did not know that I had to learn through the process of that. And for those who don't know, I did event planning and catering. And so I've been doing that for years. And for the longest, I didn't have an LLC in the beginning. So I had to learn about the LLC and getting my stuff licensed and all that good stuff. And so, but even with that, it was even the process of budgeting and management and and setting up the schedules and time management and networking and getting people on your team. And when I say I needed a whole class.
Yeah.
Just to be real about it, I just needed a class on that and how to make sure that everything was functioning in the aspect that it was. And yes, as I look back, I can think about, I should have just waited. Yeah, I jumped into it.
Yeah.
Because hey, I wanted to do this, and I wasn't doing nothing else, so let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
But if I look back now, I should have waited and allowed God to process me through it and allow him to show me, the various avenues that I needed to go through before jumping through the hoops that I did, to try to get stuff, because I overworked myself. In other words, I was working harder and not smarter.
Yeah.
And if I had waited and learned some of the ins and out of entrepreneurship, I would have been working smarter and not harder.
Oh yeah. That entrepreneurship would make a man/woman out of you. It will. That it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Look, I tell people all the time, like, I know your favorite social media influencer be like, hey, you ain't gotta work for nobody, be your own boss. Let me tell you something.
Mm-mm.
I'm good now. I don't want my own company. I don't want it. You can have it. I'm gonna keep my clothing line, my entrepreneur stuff on that side. But like a brick and mortar and stuff, bruh. Let me tell you, I got caught in the same thing. But Jewel, like what about you?
Repeat the question.
I don't even remember what the question was.
Okay. I think based off of what Dr. Mimi said, it was like, what have you outside of what we just talked about? And I think right now, something that is I'm in a waiting phase now, because like I said, I know you don't want to hear the words to cover your ears, but I'm working on my dissertation right now. And when I tell you this is the longest process I have ever been through in my life, I cry daily. trying to get through this dissertation process. So I think I'm in a waiting space now, because if it wasn't for my mother pushing me through this degree, I don't know. So I'm currently in a waiting phase, trying to see, trying to let the Lord guide my next steps, because this dissertation, I know you've already written a book, so this is easy for you, Jason, but
No.
this is it. I'm in a waiting phase now.
I want to comment on that. I want to comment, and I'm gonna say something about that PhD life and that dissertation life. So, and as a matter of fact, I pushed Jason to go ahead and get his PhD because he was against it. He wasn't. He really
was.
didn't.
I'm telling you, I was totally.
I get it.
He didn't want to do it. But for me, I would always tell it's academic hazing. That's what I feel like it is. It's academic hazing. So if you ever pledge anything, you'll understand that life. But anyway, so the only reason I went and got a PhD, this is the honest truth, because the people told me I needed it in order to be a president of an institution. Mm-hmm. And I found it to be a lie. Mm-hmm. Because after I got that PhD, there were folks being presidents that did not have a PhD. And I said, y'all took me through this academic hazing, and I really didn't need this. Really, all I needed was probably just rub elbows with the right people. Smile a little harder, or whatever the case might be, because you all can attest there are persons who have been put in president seats at higher ed institutions that did not have PhD degrees. They may have gotten them later, or they might have been working on them, or whatever the case might be. Yep. But I listened to my mentors, and that's what they told me to do. And I'm glad that I did, because see, when it's my time, I'm coming to the table with mine. My boxes will be checked off. So there's a difference between me and those who have to go back and get theirs, or you explain why they're waiting to get theirs, or whatever the case might be. I'm done with that life. But let me tell you about working on that dissertation, because you said you're in that waiting phase. Baby, there are going to be some nights that you cry. The blessed thing about you all, you not working on a dissertation. I can't say that. I know Jason, he's not married yet. You don't have any kids, working full-time jobs, active in everything you could possibly be active in, and being crazy enough to be in a PhD program. That was me. Okay. But if you got your mind set on what it's for, see, I knew what mine was for. Mm-hmm. They told me I couldn't be president without that degree. So that's where my focus was. And so I was determined to get that doggone PhD completed. And I did it. I finished it. So yeah, it's going to be some sleepless nights, some crying nights. But if your eye is on the prize and you know the reason you're doing it, you'll get it done. So just stay. Hey, you got this.
Let me tell you.
I can't believe Jason is almost done with his. When Jason just shared with me, he's getting ready to wrap this thing up. I'm like, what?
Be done.
I remember when he just started, when we were just putting application and letters in. And he's at the end of this thing. So you see, you're at the end. When you say dissertation writing, baby, that's it.
Listen, I am at the end. I will be done in July. And listen, let me tell you, because Dr. Mimi was in that process, like right before I started, I was completely against it. I wasn't. Y'all know what really changed it? Because had you asked me 3 years ago what my end goal was, many people know I work in higher ed. I wanted to be a college president, or college or university president. That's what I wanted to do. However, that shifted because I've always had an affinity for the classroom. I love being in the classroom. I love to teach. I love to teach in any capacity. And that's my space. However, what really was the telltale was, many of y'all know I'm a consultant as well. Higher ed. I was going to places, got in certain circles, and I get compensated for consulting, doing these workshops, professional developments. But I started to see, one person shared it with me, the difference in what a PhD charges versus what an MA charges. Oh, I said, I'm getting it. Come on, give me the degree. Yep. How many years is it? Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'll get that done. Yeah, because that price is going up. It's going up. As soon as I finish, up. It's going up there. So, literally, you can work it if you work it. What is called? You can work it if you, what's the saying? It'll work if you work it. That's what I was looking for. And you best believe this all this writing and reading and citing, and you keep sending my paper back because I put the period one space over.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
On a citation. Oh, you can believe I'm gonna work it.
Oh yeah. So just get ready for that. My dissertation went through several edits. I remember giving it to Dr. Maria Banner Jackson, and it came back red inked on every page, I do believe. And I can't stand red ink today. I hate red ink. But back to what Jason was saying, when you all finish that, your money does come with the letters behind your name and your publications. So as many articles as you can publish, and books that you write, or whatever the case is, that's how people pull you in. That's how you're being invited to conferences. That's how you're being invited to, have these conversations with individuals, and and start making money, off the consulting side, like what Jason is doing right now. So there's opportunity, and that's how you have to look at it. Those are the things we have to just see ourselves. That's where you have to see yourself. So, we got to go through the wait. We got to go through this phase. It's a phase. Just see it as a phase. It's just a phase. Get through the phase, okay? And the good thing about it is you all feel so young. I applaud young people when you're doing this at this age, and you didn't wait until you got to an old mama like me and got this done. So you all got the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, check this out. I told you I'll be trying to keep it there. So if it was one last piece of advice that you can give to people in chat that's gonna rewatch this, that are on the live now, as it relates to waiting, process, anything, patience, anything in that vein, what would be that last piece of advice that y'all would give them? I'm gonna give y'all about 15 seconds to think about it, because they gotta be good. Think about it while I look over here in the chat and see what are you folks talking about. Somebody said they want to change in testing. I love that, because testing is one of my biggest gripes and grievances with particularly the K-12 system. Let's see. Need that, stay the course. Let me get my notes. Yup. Look, they're getting ready. Get them notes. Get them right. I'm letting them think about it. And y'all famous. We had to hire people on the live at one time with Charlie on here. We got up to 42 at one point.
Like, oh, wow.
I ain't never seen no 30, 32, something like that. Come on.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. As I sit here and think about, some advice that I would leave with individuals, and especially since this is spiritually rooted and built on biblical principles, your main thing is to trust him. That's where we fail. We stop trusting and we get impatient. And we talked earlier in one of our sessions about the patience too, and having that patience as we wait, and then not only that, we got to also look at our posture in the wait, so we can't get mad in the wait, can't get frustrated, can't get, anxious and all of this stuff. We just got to trust him. It's just that simple for me. And I would tell people all the time, all I had to do was just trust him. That's it. Just trust him. Because when you trust him, it's all worked out. He already know the plans. He already know what our life is going to be about. So stop trying to take it into your own hands, and you just ask God, show me, guide me, direct me. You tell me what to do. Left, right, up, down. What is it that you will have me to do right now? And you wait on him. You just wait on him. Don't move ahead of him. You just wait on him. Trust him to be your pilot. You sit in the passenger seat. and let him guide you. I can't put it no clearer than that.
Yeah.
Because I bumped my head too many times by trying to take things in my own hands, trying to be in control over it. I don't have no control over nothing. You don't have control over nothing. Let me just say that. You don't have no control. Let him guide you. Sit back. Put in the work, though. You can't be no lazy faith walker. You got to have unwavering faith, and you can't be no lazy faith walker. What is the word? Work with faith without works is dead. That's true. You got to put in the work. Yeah. But while you put in the work, you trust him to guide you. Simple as that.
Listen, you are 100% in control of the effort. You are 0% in control of the outcome. Don't be a lazy faith walker. I'm using that.
That's it.
Don't you do it.
That's it.
Jewel, what is that last piece of advice you want to get our people in the chat?
Something I was thinking about when I knew I was coming on here was to think about the people in the Bible who had to wait. Abraham and Sarah, they had to wait. God told them they were going to be father and mother of many nations, but they 99, 100 win. They had to wait. Joseph, he had to wait. He had to wait in prison. He had to wait 2 years before he got out. He told that man, "Hey, don't forget about me." He forgot, and he had to wait. Moses had to wait. He wandered 40 years, and then he only got to see the promised land. He didn't get to necessarily go, but he had to wait. Job had to wait during his suffering, during his losing everything. He had to wait. Jesus had to wait, because we hear about Jesus when he's 12, and then again when he's 30. There was a waiting period. Jesus had to wait. So if Jesus had to wait, we have to know that we have to wait too, but we have to give God thanks in that waiting period. Because Job, even though he had those people in his ear, like, why don't you just curse God? No, I know where my strength comes from. I know that I've lost this, but I know my outcome. I know what's on the end of my waiting. I know what's on the end of my suffering. So I think that just remember, and there are a lot of other, instances in the Bible where people have had to wait, but to remember, those people who really had to stop, look back, look around, and kind of figure out what they were doing. They didn't always know where they were going, but they knew there was something greater on the other end of it. And and thank you, Dr. Mimi, for your words earlier. I didn't get to get it in there, but thank you. I'm gonna keep pressing on.
You got it.
Look, I got to tap that though. Jewel just mentioned it. I got to tap that though. She talked about those biblical figures that had to wait. And she mentioned Joseph. I need y'all to understand something. Joseph had a dream that he would be in rulership over his brothers long before he was actually in that position. Right. He had a dream that he was going to be king, but did not become king until 14 years after he had that dream. 14 years. Now, as a result of him sharing that dream with his brothers, they robbed him, put him in a pit. He got taken, placed in a jail. However, once God gives you a dream like that, he gives you a vision, he gives you this plan, this process. Once he gives you that, we always feel like it's for the moment. However, it's not always for the moment. God will put something on your heart. He will put something like in your spirit, but sometimes it's for later. It was 14 years but they put him in the pit, but the pit was literally an avenue by which he would get to his promise. So he got in the pit, and the people from the nation that he would eventually become king, they found him in the pit, but then took him to jail. Had he never been put in the pit, he would have never been taken to jail. Had he never been taken to jail, he wouldn't have never met the cupbearer and other gentlemen who used to serve Pharaoh, who had back to Pharaoh that said, "Hey, we know a dude that's back in jail that can interpret that, like he knows how to do what you need to be done." Right. So literally, Pharaoh sent from him, came and met that need, and that's how he eventually excelled to kingship. So do y'all see everything that happened in that process from him to get from the dream to the promise? This man had to go through hell and hot water, through being lied on, through incarceration, through doubt from people around him, to question if he really was what he said he was. Like literally, there was so much that happened in between. There was so much that happened in his waiting season. So don't be discouraged when God gives you the vision and you got to go through application after application, looking at everybody around you in positions that you are more qualified for. Like, don't get discouraged when you see other folks who are not as competent at a particular job as you in the position. Like, understand that you being incarcerated, lied on, thrown in the pit, all that is leading you to that promise. So look, I'm done. You just said Joseph, and that thing struck something.
You know what? She did the same thing for me with that Joseph too, because Joseph is one of my inspirational. And reason, and Jason will tell you this also, because I don't know if you remember, any office that I set up has dream in it. Every office I set up, my theme is dream. And there's a reason before that, because I'm focused. This is a dream that I already know what God has implanted in me. And even when students walk into my office, whatever you're dreaming of, it's gonna become a reality. I just need you to stay focused. But everything in my office says dream. And Joseph is one of those heroes for me out of the Bible. Is one of those people. That's one of those stories I always follow. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Listen, that's y'all homework for the night in check. Look, if y'all want to go read some of the Bible, go read the story of Joseph.
Oh yeah.
And read the verse where he got the promise. Like, God gave him a dream. He was going to be in authority in some way. And then read that process of getting to the actual position that God promised him 14 years before.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Hey, I'll be on here all night. Look, y'all drop these prayer requests in here. Hey, y'all I need put hand clap emojis for Dr. Rashawn Uren Coleman. And look, I'm speaking this thing. And Dr. Jewel Jackson. Y'all, I need all them clapping emojis.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting on them behind. They come in. They come in check. In my behind when they see me, nothing. Don't worry about it. Then all of this. Okay, I see. Pray for me that I would stop worrying about things that I have no control over. I got you, Drake. And that's crazy, Dr. Mimi. Drake is, a lot of people don't know Drake. Drake, that's somebody near dear to my heart. That's my boy. Drake is one of the kids in my youth group. Just recently gave his life to Christ. He's only 13 years old. And the boy, he is hungry. Like, he's pursuing God. He wants some more. And I wasn't gonna say this, but the reason I'm late, y'all, because I had to take Drake home. I would have been on time. It's really Drake's fault. Drake caught me in the middle of service. You take me home, and so he the reason I'm late. But me and him were having a conversation tonight, and when I say I think this conversation gave all the answers he needed to what he and his family are going through right now.
Awesome.
So I'm telling you, y'all have met people on so many levels. I see black hands, white hands, hands. I see all the hands. I talked to Andrea today. I'm telling you, look, I feel like this in part was for her too. Yeah, man, I'm seeing the hands.
And thank you for having us, Jason.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank you so much.
I keep telling y'all, I know y'all get tired of me talking this whole 21 days by myself, which leads me to my next point. If anybody wants to come up tomorrow, y'all shoot me a message. I'll shoot you later. I'll make you a whole flyer like I did the other day. And we'll promote this thing and bring the people up here. I love this hand clap. I'm seeing people clap their hands that ain't been in the
church. Real quick, Jason, now that I'm a celebrity. Hi, Ma, you're watching. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama. Hey, Camille, my sister. Hey, Craig. He's not here. He's in bed. But hey, y'all. Okay, bye.
Okay. I'm choosing this, folks. But y'all, I'm going to pray, and we're going to get on off here. Dr. Mimi, Jewel, thank y'all so much. We still have another week, so if y'all want to come up another night, I'm totally fine with it. Y'all can chat. Y'all want to come up another night? Y'all want to come? Hey, just hit me up. This is very relaxed, unconventional night. It's not stressful. Like we just having conversation. But yeah, let me pray real quick. I thought they had me, but today, I love it, man. Let me pray real quick. We're going to get out of here. Father, thank you so much for allowing us to have a time where we can delight in you. God, I thank you so much that you have spoken to the hearts and the minds of your people. I thank you so much for what you're doing for each and every individual that's on this live stream right now. And God, help us to maintain a sense of courage, to maintain a sense of patience in this waiting season. It gets extremely hard sometimes. It gets difficult for us to be able to make sense of why we're in the seasons that we're in. But God, I thank you that you are making it all make sense. Father, I want to pray a special blessing over Dr. Mimi and Jewel. Father, you know their needs even before they ask. God, you know what they have before you. You know the things that they communicate only with you that they may not share with other people, the things that are in their heart that they may not speak out loud. So, Father, I just pray that by way of their consistency, by way of their sacrifice, by way of their servanthood, that God, you will meet them in a divine and a special way by the end of this 21 days. God, you can do the supernatural. You can do the impossible, and I thank you for it. God, I lift up Drake to you. God, I just pray that you will move on his behalf, that you would give him the bandwidth to stop worrying about things that he cannot control. And God, give him strength in his areas of weakness. And I thank you that a divine testimony is coming from his situation. So God, for everybody within the sound of my voice, I pray blessings, favors, consistency, discipline. I pray all that over everyone as we go throughout the remainder of this week and this year. We give you glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Then again, y'all ain't like this stream. Like this stream. Subscribe. And y'all push on Dr. Mimi and Jewel in the chat to make them come back another day. Or if some of y'all, I'm going to push on some more of y'all in the chat to come back another day. But today was day 13, y'all. Tomorrow we are going to day 14, which is battles are won in practice. And championships ain't won at the end of the season. They're won in that season of training before the season even starts. That's where championships are won. And that's going to be our topic of conversation tomorrow. Listen, Dr. Mimi, Jewel. Dr. Mimi, you got anybody you want to shout out? Sage on here.
You know, Sage been in the bed. We go to bed around here. Yeah.
Y'all. We're going to log off here. Show. Appreciate y'all for coming on tonight. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.
Have a great night. Once again. Bye-bye, everyone.
Y'all like this, subscribe to this channel, like this stream, so we can get this message. All y'all folks saying, I needed this. Well, the way that other folks need it too. And the way we can get it to more people is if you like the stream so they can watch and they can get what they need too. Don't keep it for yourself. Like this, subscribe to it, share this. Appreciate y'all. I will see you all tomorrow.